Welcome into One-on-One on Suddenly Channel 112, live Studio 318. I'm Reed Spencer, joined by my co-host Logan Mosier. As always, you're watching One-on-One. There's a ton of stuff going on in the sports world. We got Barrett Guest, the baseball expert, coming in to talk about this Nolan Arenado deal, Bryce Harper. The Cowboys are playing down in Lubbock. That might not be such a fun segment, and a lot of football going on. But it is February 27th. March is right around the corner.
Yes.
Joe Lunardi has got people throwing seeds out there. Who's a 1, who's a 2, who's going to be a bubble team, who's not. But we're going to be filling out brackets.
Absolutely. More than one.
Last year you were very close to winning, by the way.
Oh my gosh, Reed, do not bring up last year.
The Golden Retrievers of
Loyola Chicago.
of all the Virginia losing
Yeah.
Loyola Chicago, they made you lose. But you have a
did.
chance this year. You will be filling one out. I will be filling one out, especially on the Ocali website. Here's Chris Notch to tell you how to do so.
To register for the Ocali Tournament Bracket Challenge. So you will go to contest.ocali.com. Once you are there, you can either click here on the register tab or up on the top right. Once you are there, you can put your display name, email, password, first, last name, state, and phone number. This is just for contact purposes at the end of the bracket. So once you are registered, you will not have to worry about anything else at the moment until the Selection Sunday has occurred. Once you are ready, once the bracket is open, you will go up to My Picks, and the bracket will appear right here, and you can pick your teams. Of course, the bracket is going to open on Monday, March 18th at 2 p.m., and it will close on Tuesday at 8 p.m. on March 19th. So again, it's Tuesday, March 19th at 8 p.m. it closes. Also, if you would like, you can add a jersey. You can add any kind of graphic you would like. If you would like to do a jersey, you would just go up to the top right, click on jersey, and you can add name, stripes, whatever you so choose. When it comes to standings, you can either go on your homepage, it will tell you your points and also the leader's points, or you can go to the standings and see how everyone else ranks. So again, that is the Ocali Tournament Bracket Challenge. We have 3 prizes to offer. First place will get $500, second place will get $300, and third place will get $200. Again, $500 for first, $300 for second, and $200 for third. So please do share this with your family and friends. And we hope you guys have a lot of fun doing this. I know a lot of the staff here at the Ocali is excited to get on this and to see how we rank against everyone else. So please do, again, share with family and friends. Any questions, please email me at notch@okstate.edu. I will gladly answer any and all questions that you have. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Chris Notch, phenomenal building engineer. So
Absolutely.
So be sure to fill that out on the Ocali website when the time does come. Make sure you watch that video again if you need to know how to do it. And you need to do your research. You can't be
I know. I cannot be getting screwed over by, Arizona losing in like the second round. Loyola Chicago can't be going to the Final Four. Virginia can't be losing to UMBC, whatever.
Hey, the Golden Retrievers were a phenomenal team. Phenomenal team. But yeah, March is just around the corner, so make sure you fill out those brackets when the time does come. So we'll switch it back to the NFL. Obviously, last Friday, Jason Caliucci was running around breaking the news of Robert Kraft because it would happen literally right before we went on air.
Number one Jets fan.
Number one Jets fan. They're not taking the Super Bowl rings away, but Robert Kraft is one of, they're worth $3.2 billion. They're the second most valuable franchise in the National Football League. He's one of the most powerful owners in the league, and to be caught, it turns out the morning of the AFC Championship game, he had flown from Jupiter, Florida, up to Kansas City. So that morning, it happened. And now we're looking at what should happen to Robert Kraft, because the NFL has to take a stance against this.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, there's the element of human trafficking in this. You can make the jokes whatever you want, but this is a serious, serious matter. And he essentially took part in it.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at Robert Kraft, he should be punished. I'll go through a kind of a list of how the Patriots have been punished and then how owners have also been punished. Jim Irsay suspended 6 games in 2014 and $500,000 for a DUI arrest, and he had some paraphernalia on him as well. So he was suspended 6 games and $500,000 for Spygate, which is different, but just a list of Patriots suspensions. They were fined $250,000 and had their first-round pick taken away. Belichick, a $500,000 fine. Deflategate, a $1 million fine for the Patriots, and 2 draft picks taken away, plus Brady had the 4-game suspension. Now, if we were go to say as far, which will not happen, but if he were to be kicked out of the league, if they were to take ownership away from him, it would have to take 23 of 31 owners to vote him out. I don't think 23 owners are going to go against one of the most powerful guys in the league.
Yeah, I don't either. It's hard to say. I think he'll get a multiple game suspension, but it's not like he goes out and, has any impact on the game. So his suspension, he'll probably get a fine. I don't know if they'll lose draft picks. I assume they'll probably lose some kind of draft pick.
I mean, I don't know that I don't really expect anything NFL to do anything, right? I think they'll fine him the maximum $500,000 in probably a couple games. But really, what else? I mean, you're going to make him watch the game in his mansion instead of his luxury box suite. I mean, that's the difference of it all. I don't think you can punish the team necessarily as far as draft picks.
This is the NFL, Reed.
It is the NFL. I don't know that I would, but if I were Roger Goodell, I would fine him $500,000 and I would suspend him an entire year.
Yeah.
And when I say suspend him an entire year, he cannot come to the football facility. He cannot have contact with Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, non-existent for a year. Because one, that'll really hurt because they're on the back end of this dynasty and to take that away from him. But that's what he deserves. Listen, I'm not here to be a moralist, to tell you what you should and shouldn't do. But let's just look at this. Well, you shouldn't do it. I will be more. You shouldn't. But that's up to you. What do you do you do you.
Yeah.
But he broke the law.
Right.
And let's look at this from the NFL perspective. He's worth $5 billion. He is one of the main faces of the NFL. He owns the most prestigious team now in the New England Patriots, 6 titles in the last 2 decades. He can't be doing that.
Yeah.
It's inappropriate. It's wrong. It is so wrong for him to do that. It is wrong. But from the PR standpoint, why would you even risk that? He needs to be known and taught. He's 77 years old. You can't make mistakes like that.
Yeah, it's something you look at and you're like, how could you possibly make that mistake if you're the kind of guy that he is? Like you said, runs the most prestigious team, is worth more than I'll ever see with my own eyes.
Don't sell yourself short. There's potential for you.
I mean, yeah, I guess if I'm lucky.
Very unlikely, but it's potential that you'll be worth about $6 billion.
You're saying there's a chance.
There's always a chance.
That's what I love about you, Reed. You're so positive. But he's worth so much money. He's in the public eye for many reasons, like you said. Probably, besides Jerry Jones, the most influential guy in the entire National Football League. Probably goes like Roger Goodell, Jerry Jones, Robert Kraft, and Jerry Jones and Robert Kraft are like
when they have the owners meetings, when those guys walk in the room, people listen. They get stuff done. I mean, they helped Stan Kroenke get the Rams from St. Louis to LA. I mean, they have the power to do that stuff.
Yeah, and I agree. Whatever the suspension is, it can't be you just can't go to the games. I think it has to be no involvement in team activities whatsoever, practice facility, meetings, or anything like that. Because he's not the general manager. He's just the owner.
Do you think there should be more? The NFL should be more vocal about this than they have been last week, because all they've really said is we're aware of it. But they kind of take the stance on everything. Yeah. They just say, hey, and then they do their investigation. You can criticize how those investigations go, but do you think they should have kind of been more vocal? And sure, they're waiting for all the facts and all this stuff, and I don't expect anything to be handed down until his court date in April. But it's essentially, there's a warrant for his arrest. It's going to be basically a traffic ticket. It's 2 misdemeanors, up to a year in jail, $5,000 fine, and 100 hours community service. I mean, Robert Kraft's not going to jail. Not a liar, but I can tell you now, Robert Kraft's not going to jail. But the league has to take and be the law will do what it needs to do in Florida, but Roger Goodell and the National Football League needs to take a stance against Roger Kraft. Robert Kraft, not Roger Kraft.
I'm sure they will as soon as they finish their investigation. Like you said, I think their policy is just say nothing until the end. So I think we'll hear something from the NFL at some point. When, like you said, probably after his court date in April. But I'm not like I'm with you. I'm not surprised they have not said anything about this, and I wouldn't be surprised if they don't say anything until they're like, yeah, here's the suspension, here's the fine, here's whatever disciplinary action we're gonna take.
Well, they've got to get it right. This is a pivotal.
I'm not counting on it.
Well, I mean, they've got domestic violence wrong.
Yeah.
They've got drug offenders wrong in the league. They basically do everything wrong
Yeah.
in a lot of people's opinions. So they've got an opportunity to get this right, but we'll be following the Robert Kraft saga really as it continues. Zach Robinson, former Oklahoma State Cowboy, is now the assistant quarterbacks coach with the Los Angeles Rams, passed for 8,317 yards and 66 touchdowns in his time here in Stillwater. This is a phenomenal job for Zach Robinson,
Right.
especially considering all you have to do is breathe the same air as Sean McVay and get a head coaching job. Their last QB coach just is now the head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals, but he's done great things for quarterbacks since he's left. I've got to be happy for Zach Robinson, and this is an excellent opportunity.
Absolutely, and I think he's going to be able to learn a lot. Like you said, probably get a head coaching job just knowing Sean McVay. That seems to be the main criteria these days is, do you know Sean McVay? So hopefully we'll see him coaching some teams someday. Who knows?
Certainly with Jared Goff in that offense, he's got an opportunity to flourish. He's very, very intelligent. So good luck to Zach Robinson. We're happy for him. So you're staying in the NFL, really. It's Pat Shurmur, the head coach of the New York Giants.
What a guy.
This headline just came out. I think we saw it about close to the same time.
Yeah.
So Pat Shurmur was asked about Eli Manning, and he expects Eli Manning to come back, Logan. No. Whoa. You're all negative over there.
I am.
He career high, 66% completion percentage last year. Career high.
Well, I mean,
Also threw 11 interceptions.
I was about to say he also only threw it at a maximum of 5 yards.
He threw for 4,209 yards, 21 touchdowns. He's got 2 Super Bowl rings, but it's essentially a noodle arm.
Yeah.
He is leaving that offense dead in the water.
Yeah.
Pat Shurmur did say he started to play well when others played well around him, which is fair, which happens for everyone in football, might I add.
I mean,
but do we seriously want that? They'll probably still draft a quarterback, I would hope.
Oh
but
my
they're
goodness.
the same line of thing as your Denver Broncos. They just can't figure it out. Why would they bring him back? He's not going to be better than a rookie. I don't believe he will be better than a rookie.
I don't either.
I mean, it's over for him.
Do you think they feel bad for how they handled the situation? I guess.
Well, yeah, they screwed that up.
Do you think that that's the only way I can think this is still happening? There's no way anyone in that organization believes Eli Manning will be better than anyone they could bring in or anyone they can get in free agent. They could trade for Nick Foles.
Well, you could feel bad. I mean,
I just can't. I can't think of another rationale. They're like, man, I really do. I believe in that Eli Manning guy.
He is due a $23.2 million cap hit. This is in the final year of his contract.
Gosh.
Listen, I get it. You could say, hey, they screwed up. It's a business. Nowhere else in the league does anyone have, oh, I'm sorry, we can't cut you. I'm sorry. No, it's like, sorry you're not good enough. Get out of my way.
Yeah.
Get out of my office. It's over. That's the way most things are handled. Sure, they kind of screwed that up, messed his streak up. It wasn't necessarily fair to him. But his streak shouldn't be going on anyway. I mean, this should be over.
No.
Because they should have drafted a quarterback last year. Saquon Barkley is phenomenal. Offensive Rookie of the Year. He's going to be really, really good. So what? Quarterback's always more important.
I agree. What do you think of the pairing of Saquon Barkley and Kyler Murray?
I don't know that I'd take Kyler Murray but it wouldn't be worse than it is now. It would not be worse. By the way, Raiders are going back to Oakland for their final season, so get your season tickets now. The Combine is going on this week. We can discuss that Friday. We're going to take a quick break and come back and talk about LeBron. Playoff LeBron deactivated, it seems like. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
Visit facebook.com/TinkerFCU. While you're there for your family, we're there for you. Tinker Federal Credit Union. And OSU Communications. Not sure where to park? OSU Communications has got you covered with parking tips and bus schedule information. We'll be right back.
Determining your future by selecting a major can be difficult. Sciences, where your options are endless.
Where you can uncover your passions and achieve your goals.
Express your creativity by exploring a career in the visual and performing arts.
Investigate new discoveries to make the world a better place with a career in science.
Advance knowledge, communicate progress, and contribute to a healthier planet with a career rooted in the social sciences.
Discover your career by looking at the world from different perspectives through the humanities.
Realize a better tomorrow through problem solving and mining data that can change lives.
CAS prepares you to succeed through internships, study abroad, student-guided research projects, and service activities.
With 109 majors, 52 minors, and 24 departments, the only thing missing is you. College of Arts and Sciences.
Connect.
Achieve. Succeed.
When you have a team of physicians and nurses that really truly care about their patients, that translates into patient care.
It's a small practice, it's a small town. Everybody really takes that time to put the patient first.
Everybody cares what's happening to me and that I'm making progress and I'm gaining my freedom back and my mobility back. This patient is saying thank you.
This spring, I invite you to shop in downtown Stillwater. Downtown Stillwater is home to locally owned shops, boutiques, eateries, and dependable professionals that you can trust. Find the perfect gift for your graduate, have a delicious meal with mom, or just stop in to enjoy great spring savings. By creating a demand for local goods and services, you can ensure a place for the local businesses that help give our community character and keep it unique. On behalf of Downtown Stillwater, thank you for shopping local.
Welcome back to One-on-One, Suddenly Channel 112, Live Studio 318. All right, seems like LeBron is now the topic of discussion in everything we do, rightfully so. Maybe the greatest player on the planet, maybe not. It's kind of up to your opinion, I guess. Not mine, but now they're the 11th seed. All right, we talked about it on Monday. On Friday, I was laughing because he said, playoff LeBron is, activated, and then he goes off. They come back to beat the Rockets.
Right.
He's incredible. Then they lose 2 straight to the Anthony Davis-less Pelicans, might I add.
Oh, did you see what the Pelicans said on Twitter after the game?
No,
It was awesome. Do you remember when Magic Johnson said the Pelicans didn't have good faith in the trade discussions because he felt like they were just leading him on?
What was the tweet?
The Pelicans said Pelicans win tonight in good faith.
Oh, jeez.
It was great.
Well, I mean, it's great, but they also had to fire their GM because they're so bad. But that was great. Phenomenal.
Whoever's running their social media, give them a raise.
Give them a raise. Hey, they could give him the GM's contract. So, can't get much worse. So, to look at LeBron drops a triple-double against Memphis. I mean, but he gets a charge, which was questionable at best with 20 seconds left, down by 4. So, they've lost 2 straight now. LeBron saying, this is not the franchise to be a part of if you get distracted. Sure. Stephen A. says LeBron is the problem. It's their biggest problem. Then Paul Pierce says they should shut LeBron down. All right.
I love Paul Pierce. That's hilarious.
Paul Pierce, the truth, phenomenal basketball player.
Not great on television.
Terrible on television. Yeah, LeBron is the biggest problem, Logan, seriously. They haven't made the playoffs in 6 years.
Yeah.
The last time they made the playoffs, he was in Miami. How was he the biggest problem? Jeannie Buss is having to kick her brother out of the office.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
Their biggest highlights, Kobe shooting free throws with the torn Achilles the last 6 years.
I would say their biggest highlight is him getting both of his jerseys retired. It's not even on the court.
I mean, how was LeBron James their biggest problem? He's played in more playoff games, or the same amount, rather, by himself as the whole team combined. Is it his fault Luke Walton's the coach? Is it his fault Magic Johnson can't lure anybody there? LeBron James went to L.A. for Hollywood. He didn't go for the Lakers.
Right.
He didn't go for basketball. Don't try and tell me otherwise. But he still wants to win. He can limp terrible Cavs teams to the finals, granted in the East. But he can't get this bunch of scrubs. And I say scrubs because they can't do anything right. They just can't. How is this a LeBron James problem? How?
It's a great question. I think, the narrative always seems to be that LeBron tore the team apart with the Anthony Davis trade talks. And I think that's where he came from with if this is not the place for you, if you get distracted by all that stuff and you let it affect your play. And I think that really did tear the locker room apart. I think, you know, you look at guys like Lance Stevenson, JaVale McGee, Rondo, all these guys they brought in on one-year deals that didn't really fit. And Michael Beasley, who's obviously didn't fit anywhere. He's in China right now. You look at that, and plus the young guys, going into the year, I think we both said this is kind of a funky bunch. Like, this isn't the kind of team LeBron is used to having around him. And I think it shows. I don't think he likes Luke Walton as the coach. I don't think he likes most of the young guys that are on the team. I don't think he likes the guys they brought in on one-year deals. I think he thought he could make it work, but then, you know, he goes down with the hamstring injury, misses a lot of time, and now he's back. And what have they done? They beat the Rockets. That's a great win, but
followed up with 2 duds.
2 terrible losses, and they have the 5th toughest schedule, and they lost 2 of their easiest games to end the year. They're in the 11th seed. They're not making the playoffs, Reed. There's no way they make the playoffs.
No, sitting at 29 and 31, worst in their division, as you mentioned, the 11th seed. You know the Flex Seal infomercials, right?
I do. Phil Swift is a hero.
LeBron, watched those and, Flex Sealed this team together. Like that, I mean,
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's just a weird group of guys that we talked about, that we mentioned. How did anyone expect this to work? LeBron James deserves some credit. But he's always said stuff in the locker room. He's always been petty to a certain extent. He wants it to be about basketball. Well, don't do the barbershop with 15 different athletes. Don't be producing stuff.
Yeah.
Don't own a pizza business. If you want everything to be about basketball, don't be a hypocrite, because not everything for you is about basketball.
Right.
LeBron James is one of the greatest of all time. Became the only player to be top 10 in assists and points in a loss. LeBron James deserves some responsibility for this.
Yeah, and I mean, I think you can see it on the defensive side. He checks out. He is gone. He does not have any interest in playing any kind of defense. Did you see the clip where, I can't remember who he was guarding, but he sagged off them so much they were in the paint, and they made a 3, and he looked at Kyle Kuzma like, what are you doing? I think stuff like that does not help, obviously. Like you said, LeBron deserves some of this blame. But this roster was not constructed to win a championship.
Right.
You do not look at these group of guys. You don't think, besides Rondo, you don't think of any of them as high-quality, elite players. And Rondo hasn't really been that guy.
Not since Boston.
For a long time. I mean, he had that run in New Orleans last year where he was really good. But remember when he quit in Dallas? He quit in Sacramento. He quit in Boston at the end, too.
Oh, to be fair, if he wouldn't have got hurt in Chicago,
that's true.
They might have beat
That's
the Celtics.
True.
But other than that, Rondo's been kind of...
Yeah.
I mean, they're good players, but like I said, they're not tooled to win a championship, so I don't know why people had these expectations. But when a guy goes to the finals 8 straight years, makes the playoffs 13 straight years, and then he goes to the, Showtime Lakers, the greatest NBA franchise of all time. Yeah. If there's a bonfire or a building's on fire, Logan, and you walk by and you throw a cigarette in there that's on fire, are you responsible for the blaze? No. He was just a little spark thrown in to a bonfire. It's not his fault, but he is a part of the fire now. But he is not the Lakers' biggest problem.
No, he's not helping a lot either, though.
No, but I mean, my problem is he deserves some responsibility.
Yes.
But you can't just look at this and say 29-31. What has LeBron done to this team? They haven't made the playoffs in 6 straight years.
Right.
We weren't in college. We were barely in high school the last time they made the playoffs. This is not his fault.
Yeah, and I mean, I think next year's going to be totally different. Luke Walton, coaching at UCLA. Brandon Ingram, probably not on the team. Lonzo Ball, probably not on the team either. That's another guy. They've missed him. And, for as bad as he can be on the offensive side, he has kind of turned out to be a pretty good defender. So I think they're missing him on the defensive side of the ball. Maybe if they can get him back, it works a little bit better. But I don't think any of these guys really work with LeBron. And that's why this summer is so important for Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka, Jeannie Buss, all those guys, even LeBron. They got to get someone. They got to, we'll see if Draymond signs with Clutch. That means he's going to go to L.A. I'm just kidding. I just like to say that about everyone that signs with Clutch. See if they can get Anthony Davis in a trade. See if they can sign Klay Thompson, sign Kyrie, get Kawhi, Tobias Harris, someone. They have to, DeMarcus Cousins, they have to get someone else. Otherwise, they might not make the playoffs next year.
Well, Jeannie Busses, of all these people, is going to be there the longest. She's not going anywhere.
Right.
But if you're looking at, if you're LeBron might outlast. He's definitely going to outlast Luke Walton. He's going to, Rob Pelinka and Magic Johnson. If they don't land a free agent this summer, that means they'll be in year 2 of LeBron's 3-year deal without
another star.
Without another star. If they don't get one, is Magic Johnson fired? Go back to baseball.
I think if you can't get a star this year, I think if you can't get a star by the deadline of next year, he's gone. I think next year is Magic's turn to be on the hot seat. Luke Walton's on the hot seat right now. Magic and Rob Pelinka are next. We'll have to see what they can do next year. I hope they can pull it off. I want to see LeBron go to the playoff. I like watching LeBron later in the year because I think we can both agree Coates, he just picks and chooses when he wants to play hard during the regular season. Absolutely. It's in the playoffs when you get the best version of LeBron.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. So obviously I don't think he's the biggest problem, but he deserves some blame there. So James Harden had 32 games of 30 or more points.
Did you see the Hawks they triple teamed him basically to make sure he didn't shoot it?
Yeah, he did hold the ball there, but they were
making sure.
I was seeing there the stats, averaged over 41 a game, almost 8 assists and over 7 rebounds. Incredible run for him. I would have just rather ended at 15 instead of 28.
Yeah.
Like it's bad that
not that close.
It ended at 28.
Yeah, it is. And he missed 2 free throws.
Ouch. Ouch if you're James Harden.
Yeah. I bet he's kind of happy that it's over. Because, now it doesn't – I feel like over time that would just build up on you. Like, I have to go get 30. Because for a while he said that was the only way they could win. I don't think that's how it's going to be right now. I think since they got Chris Paul back and, they're getting healthy, Clint Capella's getting back, I think they'll be able to play more like they did last season whenever it was more team ball and we thought they had a chance to beat the Warriors. So we'll have to see if they can get back to that. I think they can.
They beat the Warriors 3 times this year.
They have. Once without James Harden. Not the MVP. Not my MVP.
See, that was the thing with me. I thought to me, the streak had ended already because he didn't play against the Warriors. He was hurt with a neck injury and flu-like symptoms, and then he doesn't have a flu game. He drops 28.
I was going to say, if you can't have a flu game, how can you extend your streak? How can you say I have this streak if you don't even try to go have a flu game?
They do get the 119-111 winner. That Trae Young 36 points career high.
Have you seen his stats since the All-Star break?
I have not.
He's been playing really well.
So are you starting to believe a little bit in Trae Young?
I always thought he could be good. I don't know if he'll keep this level of play up, but I always thought he could be a pretty good guard in the league. I think he's kind of figuring out how to play more now. I still don't ever think he'll be close to what Luka Doncic will be, but I think he'll be able to be a starting guard for a long time.
Well, speaking of Luka and his teammate, Dirk was giving a pretty incredible send-off there from Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers stops the game there with 9 seconds left. Obviously wouldn't have done it if it was a close game, so it kind of worked out.
Yeah.
But that was an incredible moment to send Dirk off.
Yeah. It's always nice when you get to see stuff like this. Him, Dirk, Dwayne Wade, Kobe Bryant had his farewell tour a long time ago. Tim Duncan a couple of years ago. We're going to see it soon with Vince Carter. Maybe we're seeing it right now with Vince Carter. But it's always nice when you get to see these legends and people recognize what they meant to the game, what they meant to the league. Because, these are guys we all grew up watching. Like, Dirk's been in the NBA longer than I've been alive, it seems.
It seems. Yeah, it was a legend. I give credit to Doc Rivers. I don't think anyone gives Doc a ton of credit for stuff, but you have to give Doc Rivers credit for that one. That was a phenomenal moment. So we're going to take a quick break and get into Oklahoma State athletics. The Cowgirls fall at Bedlam, and the Cowboys are in Lubbock for a West Texas showdown tonight. So we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
One-on-One is brought to you by Oklahoma Christian University. Get your master's degree in accounting, business administration, theology, engineering, computer science, or cybersecurity from Oklahoma Christian University. Apply at oc.edu/grad. Oklahoma University is committed to offering the best graduate school experience we possibly can. Come learn and grow with us. And The Table. Stop by The Table on Thursdays at 8 p.m. to join their Bible study. Shoot Rachel an email at rachel@thetableosu.com for more information. We'll be right back.
In my mind, I was never going to walk right again. Before we were through, we had walked 23 steps. And that was my first steps of freedom. This patient is saying thank you.
Welcome back to One-on-One, Logan. Cowgirls split the Bedlam series against the Sooners. They fall down in Norman 75-66, fall to 14-13 on the year. We've always said you just got to win the games like that with the bottom tier teams in the conference, and they beat Kansas over the weekend, and then show up down in Norman, fall on Monday night. It's one of those things. It's Oklahoma State basketball. It is what it is.
Yep. I don't know what we want to talk about more, this game or the next game where they go down and play Baylor, #1 team in the country. It's probably going to lose that one too, and then you end the season with Kansas State here in Gallagher-Iba. Reed, are they going to make the NIT?
Maybe if they won that game, but I don't think so.
I don't think they are.
I think there's a chance they finish under 500. As I said, 14-13 now. Probably going to be 14-14 after a trip to Waco.
Right.
And K-State beat them up in Manhattan. So, I mean, there's potential to finish one game over 500, but it's going to be difficult here for the Cowgirls.
Absolutely. And the inconsistency this year, that's, I thought it was going to stop at football season. I thought we were just going to be like, yep, football was a little weird, but, it seems every sport outside of wrestling is inconsistent this year. And I can't figure it out, You don't get a big performance out of Vivian Gray. I mean, you get 17 points, 8 for 20 shooting. Cassidy DeLapp, 6 for 9, 12 points. I think she was your second leading scorer. Jaden Hobbs off the bench, 4 for 9, 11 points. I can never figure it out, Reed. I can figure it out with men's basketball. They're just not very good. I figured that one out. But I can't figure out the Cowgirls because I saw them play early in the season. I was like, man, they have a chance to be really good this year. Even though they're so young, they have a chance to be really good. And they've shown flashes of that. But then there's games like this. Trying to think of some other bad losses they've had this season. They just have some losses, and you look at it and you're like, what could have happened here? So
well, they do get 25 points off the bench, as you mentioned, 17 points for being great. Honestly, you're looking at the stats here across the board. You get four girls or four ladies in double figures or double digits, obviously, and really that's what they've been struggling with because they've only had, whether it was Vivian Gray or Jaden Hobbs or somebody else, or Vivian Gray and Braxton Miller, or Miller and Hobbs. They could maybe string 50 points together between the two of them, but they couldn't get anything else. So now it seems they have a bit of offensive freedom here, and they only put up 66 points, but unfortunately the Sooners 75, and they lose by 9.
I mean, you look at the free throw discrepancy, 4 of 6 for the Cowgirls. Sooners were 14 of 19 from the line. So maybe you got to clean it up on defense, maybe not foul so much. They gave up a lot. They gave up 18 offensive rebounds. You can't give up that many offensive rebounds either. It's just little things like that they got to clean up. Still
ahead of OU, Texas Tech, and Kansas in the Big 12, but they've lost to OU and Texas Tech. I mean, they beat them one. They split the series with both teams. They swept Kansas, but sitting here at 14-13, the Sooners improved to 8-19. Oh, man, that's a win that you think the Cowgirls would want to get, especially Bedlam. But that's what Bedlam is. You never know what's going to happen. You did mention at Baylor and then home for K-State, and then we'll await for maybe an NIT. I think obviously the NCAA tournament, barring a miracle down in Oklahoma City, is kind of over.
Yeah, I agree. You know, outside of, like you said, winning that Big 12 tournament, I don't see them sniffing the NCAA tournament. I don't see them making the NIT at this point either. It's really unfortunate, though. I think next year they're going to be really good. I think, you know, I believe they have 3 or 4 upperclassmen on the roster, but there's a lot of really good young players on this team. And I think they're going to figure it out in the next couple of years. They're going to be one of the teams to beat in the Big 12. It's going to be them, Baylor, Iowa State. I think those are going to be some of the teams you have to look at and think, we have to play Oklahoma State this week. That's going to be tough.
Well, Coach Littell is obviously the right guy for this job. They will find it. Jaden Hobbs. They've got underclassmen in there.
Yeah.
There's potential here. Just this year, struggled quite a bit offensively. The Cowgirls are in good hands. They've just got to work on some stuff going into next year. But Oklahoma State basketball as a whole really does. So we'll switch over to the Cowboys. Headed down to Lubbock. Well, they're already in Lubbock, but a game scheduled for tonight. Last time they played the Red Raiders, they lost 78-50. Matt Mooney was ridiculous from beyond the arc on February 13th. They lost this last weekend 85-46. So the second worst home loss last time they played in school history last time they played the Red Raiders. One of the worst losses in program history when they play K-State on Saturday. Whoa, what are you gonna say? Like, what do you say, Logan? Like, I'm out of stuff to say about what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean,
try and toe the line of positivity. I will challenge you with that.
All right.
Yeah, silence.
It's really hard, Reed.
Silence.
It's really hard. You can look to the future. That's the only way you can really look at this in a positive light. Because, I mean, Cameron Griff's not 100%. Lindy is probably still not 100%. Thomas Azagwa, his shooting streak, his hot streak is kind of over. You can't really talk about how great that is. You can talk about the development of Yorane and how much he has improved over the season, and you can look at his performance tonight and maybe he can have a good game. Isaac Likely, another young guy that's going to continue to improve. He's improved as the season's gone on. But like you said, it's really hard to find something positive to talk about for this game. Can you think of anything? It's so hard. And I hate saying that because I love this team. I love all the guys that are on this team. I love watching them play. They deserve better than this, but it's just not. It's a rough season.
You said earlier when we were talking about maybe the potential of you being worth $5 billion, I said probably not likely, but there's a chance. There's always a chance. A slim one. According to ESPN Basketball Power Index, there's a 3.2% chance the Oklahoma State Cowboys can win tonight. So there's a chance.
There's a chance.
The number 11 Red Raiders obviously are looking to improve to 23-5, sitting at 22-5 now. They're one game behind K-State, which makes it even worse because they know they cannot look past the Cowboys, which I don't think will be difficult, but they're 14.5-point favorites. They're going to probably handle Oklahoma State much of the same way Kansas State did, I would imagine.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they've got a couple games left.
It's getting to that point in the season where we were talking about it earlier. They're going to get tired, and they're not going to be able to keep it up. And that's why you're seeing, Cameron Griff have 2 points. Lindy Waters fouls out pretty early in the second half against K-State. It's just at that point. Like you said, there's a chance. There's always a chance. But
that and you think Lindy Waters and Cam are both banked up. I think this is really taking a toll on them. But you never know. Jared Culver would be nice if he didn't have a good night. But, certainly there's not looking positive for the Cowboys, but there's always a chance, 3.2% chance, as a matter of fact. So we'll talk about this on Friday, the results of these games. All right, so this is a story that just is totally ridiculous to me. So in the Tennessee LSU game, there's some questionable foul calls.
Yeah.
I don't think they were that egregious.
Yeah.
But apparently a Tennessee fan was so, quite honestly, pissed off that they had lost that they went to Facebook, found the ref, found Anthony Jordan's Facebook profile, and from September 4th, 2014, okay, he has a picture with him holding up an LSU shirt. Not wearing an LSU shirt, holding up an LSU shirt. He was in Spain, said, strolling through D-Town Granada, doing a little sightseeing, and look what I saw, to all my Bamas, go Tigers. He said it was meant to just be, between friends.
Yeah.
It was kind of just, hey, look what I saw. He's in a foreign country, so he thought it was funny that he saw an LSU shirt, was poking fun at his Alabama friends. He's been an SEC official for 19 seasons, and not once has anyone complained about his calls.
Yeah.
He has never been known for being biased. He's been fair. Everyone thinks he does a good job, but because he makes a questionable call, not egregious, questionable call at the end of a game for LSU, somebody digs up an old Facebook photo, and now the SEC is concerned about this. Who cares?
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. This guy did not find the next Tim Donaghy. He's not out here fixing games for the SEC. Like, fans will do whatever they want. Their team loses, they're upset, whatever. They'll find whatever they want. It's so ridiculous that this has gained any kind of traction. And I hope the SEC, says they're concerned, but they don't care. They're just trying to say something for the public to see, and there's no way they can actually be concerned with the way he officiates games. Because like you said, for 19 years, he's done this with no problems. People make wrong calls all the time. It's not like his son is playing for LSU or whatever. Like, it's ridiculous. Some people drive me nuts.
Yeah, I will go through the list of conflict of interest policies for the SEC. You cannot ref any school the official attended.
Okay.
Any school where immediate family is currently enrolled. Any school where the official played for or with the current head coach. Any school where there is a relative on coaching staff. Any school where there is a business relationship with the head coach and or institution. And any school where the official or an immediate family member is currently employed by the institution. They have that twice. But seriously, come on, it's just a Facebook post.
Yeah.
The SEC's got a problem with it, and of course Tennessee has a major problem with it. And he's like, I just saw a shirt in Spain and it was just fun because I saw that and didn't see an Alabama part of a rivalry. That's all. But I want to know who's at home looking at this guy's Facebook from 5 years ago, trying to look for evidence because they're so mad about a loss that is not going to take them out of NCAA contention. They're still a top 10 team. It's only their third loss of the season.
Yeah.
Seriously? Sports fans are nuts.
Some sad people out there, Reed.
But get a life. Get a life. It's a 2-point loss.
I promise I won't do it again.
Yeah, I know you were sitting on the edge of your seat and were so mad when Tennessee lost to LSU.
Absolutely.
But Tennessee has lost 2 of their last 3, so maybe a little slide here.
You think they peaked a little early?
We see this happen all the time. I'm not too worried about Tennessee. I really didn't think they were a national championship contender anyways, but I think they're definitely an Elite 8. Rick Barnes, they're an experienced team. They'll be all right. I'm not too worried about it. So back to the Big 12. Kansas gets blown out by Kansas State a few weeks ago. Then they go to Fog Allen. Actually, reverse. They get blown out in Lubbock too, almost by 30 points.
Yeah.
Then they go home and dismantled their biggest in-state rival and Big 12 leader, K-State, 64-49.
Yeah.
Still one game back. They need a lot of help. Did this change your mind about the ending of the Big 12?
No.
Still taking K-State?
I'm still taking K-State.
I think you're right because you look at what they've got going forward. I don't see K-State losing a game.
Yeah.
I just don't. But anything can happen. They still have Baylor on the schedule. Well, we're going to take a quick break. We have Barrett Guess on to talk about this Nolan Arenado deal, where Bryce Harper is going to sign, and everything going on in Major League Baseball. We'll see you in a second.
One-on-One is brought to you by Oklahoma Air National Guard. Contact Oklahoma Air National Guard at 800-GO-TO-ANG or visit their website at goang.com/OK for more information about how to get 100% college tuition. And Unitarian Universalist Church. If you're looking for a church home, visit Unitarian Universalist Church of Stillwater, located at 320 South Stallard Street. They offer an alternative spiritual path and welcome all races, religions, and beliefs. They are also LGBTQ friendly. Services every Sunday at 10:30. We'll be right back.
Stillwater Medical Center now offers a convenient way to view your health information online. It's secure, easy, and free. Our hospital and clinic patient portals allow you to view results and reports, medications and allergies, track visit histories, view upcoming appointment information, and see your statements. To enroll, go to stillwatermedical.com and click on the patient portal link near the top right of the page. If you have questions, please feel free to call 405-533-6010.
Welcome back into One-on-One, joined by baseball expert Barrett Guess.
The very best.
Quickly, in some news in the sports world, the Eagles will not franchise Nick Foles. He will be allowed to become a free agent. So your Washington Redskins might be in the market. Maybe the Nationals could sign him too. They need all the help. So we'll start with this Nolan Arenado deal.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. I mean, he's making more per year than obviously the total isn't quite as much as the Machado deal, but it's only 8 years, so he's making more per year than Machado is, which is, I mean, he was one of the big free agents for next year that a lot of people were looking at. So a lot of that's a big name off the market. He's going to be Rocky for probably the rest of his. I mean, there is.
As a Rockies fan, should I be worried about this contract? Should I be like, in 5 years, I'm going to be like, this is a terrible contract?
There is an opt out.
Okay. After 3, right?
3 years. Yeah. I mean, obviously you said 5, so I don't know. He's a really good player. He's still got some years left.
This is not a Tulowitzki situation. Okay.
I think maybe the last year or two could be a little rough, but I don't know. I think he's a good enough player. And
from ages 24 to 27, he has a higher WAR than Adrian Beltre and Longoria.
Yeah, he's been really solid just pretty much his entire career.
Yeah, not a great scouting report on him coming out.
Yeah.
There were questions about his weight. People wanted him to be a catcher, but now 6 Gold Gloves at third base. He has been, he's really been phenomenal. How important is it? As you said, now position players, he's the highest paid per year. Only Greinke makes more in baseball. But you're looking at a franchise like Colorado. And the Dodgers, let Machado walk. The NL West is chock full of huge contracts. You have Greinke, Kershaw, now Machado, and for Arenado for Colorado. But for Colorado to not let him get to next year, to sign him, how important is that for them to just not even let that become a possibility?
I mean, I think that's huge because I don't know if he had gone to free agency, I don't know if they would have gotten him back. I mean, the Rockies aren't they're a good baseball team, but they're still kind of behind some of the better better clubs.
Yeah.
And I don't see them making a deep run.
You're saying there's not going to be a Rocktober?
Well, okay.
I
Well,
don't
hey,
know about that. They're a good team.
pump the brakes on the negativity, Mr. Nationals. They come off this. They haven't made the playoffs since 2007, right?
And they have been. They have been good. Charlie Blackmon is legit. They've got some really good baseball players. They're not, to me, they're not a World Series team.
Why?
Yet.
Why? You have the bats. I think you have the bats because Barrett.
The
you could hit a
bats.
home run in Denver.
Anyone can hit a home run in
The ball is
in
flying.
Denver.
What is it? The pitching? Is it the rotation, bullpen? What's lacking from the Rockies? Because Rockies fans should be ecstatic. I think this is a phenomenal deal.
Mm-hmm.
You don't seem to be ecstatic.
I mean, if I were a Rockies fan, I would be super excited because he's a great player. But I think the issue with the Rockies is, I mean, part of it has to do with, being in Denver with the pitching and all of that. But they struggle. Their rotation has struggled, and when you look in the playoffs, I think there are just teams that are all around better.
Yeah.
And I'm not necessarily knocking them for being not like a bad team. I just think there are teams that you look at, like the Dodgers and the Cubs and the Red Sox and the Yankees. I think they're far ahead, and so I just don't see them as a World Series contender. I mean, they could prove me wrong. It's happened before. But,
well, if they do prove them wrong, they get to keep the trophy. You mentioned the Dodgers, and you're a Nationals guy. So Bryce Harper met with the Dodgers in Vegas. What are the chances they can land Bryce Harper? Where's Bryce Harper going? I saw the Nationals may have kind of jumped back into it. What are your thoughts?
I really don't. Nationals, I think, are out.
Okay.
They said that they haven't even talked with Harper's agent in the past, like 4 months or so, however long it's been. So
yeah.
I think they're out. I think it's the Dodgers.
Okay.
I was all about the Phillies.
I was about to say.
Just
you and Jason.
because I don't know. It's tough. I think I wouldn't be shocked if it were the Phillies, but obviously the odds-on favorite are with the Dodgers right now. But no matter what he gets, based on after the Arenado deal,
yeah,
he's gonna make
some money.
Not only is he gonna want more money overall than Machado, but he's gonna want a higher
per year
AAV, annual value. So I could see, I don't know if 10 years. I think 8 with the 3-year opt-out would be ideal for him, because that would make him a free agent the year after Mike Trout. So if he wanted to opt out and one up Mike Trout after that, which no one should be worth more than Mike Trout, but yeah, who knows?
Next, you do the bullpen segment on Mondays with Jason Colicchio. Is he signed by the time you're back on Monday?
That gives us less than a week. I say no.
Spring training's in full swing. When is he going to get a deal?
I say no. I have no idea. I wouldn't be surprised just because, but like with the Phillies, everyone was almost, it was almost guaranteed based on a lot of people.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, the Dodgers are the favorites. And if he doesn't sign with the Dodgers, over the weekend, then I really don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, like Reed said, spring baseball's here.
Yeah.
There are teams playing. Taylor Hearn pitched the other day, had 2 Ks. Had to give the shout out to Taylor Hearn for Robin. But, it's kind of getting ridiculous.
Yeah,
and like you said,
it really is. I'm tired of it.
Do you think he's hunting for more money, a longer-term deal? Like, what is it?
The golf's too good in Vegas.
It must be. Maybe if there's a team in Vegas, he'd be signed.
I think part of it is, obviously, he wants an incredible amount of money, and I think part of it might be the contract, the length, and the opt-out. I don't think he necessarily wants 10 years with opt-out after 5. Maybe he wants an earlier opt-out because, who knows? Who knows what's going through his head?
Well, after taxes, Machado's only getting about 159 million. I say
oh my
only
gosh,
150.
Yeah.
Well, when you sign a $300 million deal,
he's gonna have to get another job. How's he gonna live down there?
Work at Jimmy John's.
hey, taxes are difficult in California.
Well, he couldn't work at Jimmy John's. He's not freaky fast. He jogs to first base.
Excellent point. Put that on your resume.
There we go.
Really quickly, they're ditching this. They don't want the clock in baseball here now for the pitch count. That's a problem for me because baseball, quite honestly, takes a long time to watch, and I can't do 6 hours of Red Sox versus Rangers in the middle of July. I'd rather be doing other things. Love October baseball. This needs to speed up. We're talking about millennials here. Fan or not a fan of ditching the clock until 2022?
I don't think they should get, or I don't think there should be one. I mean, I know the game. I know the game.
This is what all the baseball guys say. They're like, I don't want a pitch clock. I want the game. I want to start a game at 8, and I want it to be in the 5th inning by the time I go to bed.
I'll meet you at the bar at 6 a.m. right after the final out.
I agree, because I mean, even during the playoffs when the Nationals were playing the Cubs,
I didn't take long, but they were down and out pretty quickly.
Well, the games were just, they would take, I'd be sitting there and I'm like, I have to do homework, but this game's taking 3.5 hours.
Yeah. Barrett, you could get an assignment done between innings.
Yeah, I mean,
you could get a semester's work done.
They need to speed up a game, but I don't think pitch clock is the answer. I think you can find other ways that might help.
Do you think that affects kind of the flow of the game and how baseball kind of operates? If you're forcing a guy to go quicker, that kind of messes with.
I think it would. I think one thing that I've heard would be a good idea is each pitcher has to face a minimum of, it was 2 or 3 batters, so you don't have the mound visit, bring on someone just to face a lefty,
then mound visit,
take him out, bring on another guy to face the next 2 batters, then bring on another guy, and it's just.
Jason Calicio would not be a fan of that. He said the other day he was a fan of having a lot of pitchers.
I mean,
of course
I
he
agree,
is.
but
y'all have to debate that on Monday.
I just think that bringing someone in for one batter is just a little. It slows down the game a lot. So.
Well, we're going to take a 47-hour break. Catch Barrett and Jason on the bullpen on Mondays. We'll see you Friday. Talk about everything going on in the sports world. Thanks for watching.
Determining your future by selecting a major can be difficult.
It's okay to be undecided.
Connect with the College of Arts and Sciences, where your options are endless.
Where you can uncover your passions and achieve your goals.
Express your creativity by exploring a career in the visual and performing arts.
Investigate new discoveries to make the world a better place with a career in science.
Advance knowledge, communicate progress, and contribute to a healthier planet with a career rooted in the social sciences.
Discover your career by looking at the world from different perspectives through the humanities.
Realize a better tomorrow through problem solving and mining data that can change lives.
Cast Prepares You to succeed through internships, study abroad, student-guided research projects, and service activities.
With 109 majors, 52 minors, and 24 departments, the only thing missing is you. College of Arts and Sciences.
Connect.
Achieve. Succeed.
When you have a team of physicians and nurses that really truly care about their patients, that translates into patient care.
It's a small practice, it's a small town. Everybody really takes that time to put the patient first.
Everybody cares what's happening to me and that I'm making progress and I'm gaining my freedom back and my mobility back. This patient is saying thank you.
This spring, I invite you to shop in downtown Stillwater. Downtown Stillwater is home to locally owned shops, boutiques, eateries, and dependable professionals that you can trust. Find the perfect gift for your graduate, have a delicious meal with mom, or just stop in to enjoy great spring savings. By creating a demand for local goods and services, you can ensure a place for the local businesses that help give our community character and keep it unique. On behalf of downtown Stillwater, thank you for shopping local.